Hello, baby gangsters. This is Calvin, also known as Wormer. This is my first ever playthrough of Dual Destinies, and we're about to question or cross-examine Ponko. Please state your name and occupation. My name is not Witness. My name is Ponko. We know your name is Ponko, okay? But that's very funny. I realize that. But when you are at the witness stand, you are the witness. No, I'm not. I'm Ponko. Say it with me. Ponko. Everyone say it. Everyone say Ponko. Oh my god. Oh my god, the edge with anger. What an utterly inflexible little robot. You're the last person to be calling anyone inflexible. Mm-hmm. Oh, you remind me of my grandchild who just learned his own name. Oh, how precious. All right, Ponko. I'm going to ask you some questions.
Questions? You have questions? Hooray! What are your questions?
I want to know if you were there at the crime scene of the murder of Métis Sykes. It was 7 years ago on the 7th of October around 2 p.m. in the robotics lab.
Certainly. Just one moment. Searching data. Search complete. Yes, I was there in the robotics lab.
So you were there. We know for sure he was there. Or she was there, sorry, Ponko was there. It would seem this robot's testimony is necessary to this case after all. This is great. I just knew Ponko must have seen something important. A murder committed right before this poor little girl's eyes. Inexcusable. The judge seems ready to adopt Ponko as another grandchild. So, little Ponko, do you think you can give us her testimony? I love the judge seeing his little Ponko as like a little child. An adoring little Ponko. Here we go. Oh my god, look at the chrome. Look at the red chrome, what I saw. I went to the robotics lab at around 2 p.m. for my regular recharge. Oh my god, why is Ponko adorable in every moment?
Just as I was about to charge up, Athena came in and hugged Mommy Metis. And then Mommy Metis fell down. After that, I was recharging, so I don't... She hugged her and she fell down? After I charged up, I was cleaning the room and Mr. Simon came in. And then an error occurred. There was no data after that point.
The last... Okay. Well, it sounds like the defendant was without a question at the scene. However, it doesn't appear that the witness saw the actual moment of the murder. I disagree. The testimony shows that the defendant did indeed commit the crime. Oh, the point. Look at that. Look at that. What? At the end of the day, we mustn't forget that the witness is still a machine. Being a robot, his understanding and capacity to express itself are limited. So what are you suggesting? The witness statements need to be interpreted. For example, the terms hugged and then later fell down. I agree. Here's the thing. While I don't think Athena did it yet at all, like, and I will fight for Athena, like, you know, there's nothing here that yet that shows me that she actually definitively did anything, and I will believe in Athena. We have to look at these things. Like I said, we have to go to the dirt to get to the clean part. We have to go to the darkness to get to the light, right? And so we have to, like, look at these terms because I clock those terms as well, right? We have to. Adults don't usually fall down after being hugged by a child. They don't, but... Yes, what this witness statements are telling us is... that the defendant stabbed the victim with a murder weapon during this moment. So that's what I was thinking. That would be my interpretation as well if I was from the prosecutor's perception as well. So actually, like, even though, like, we have to fight against this, makes perfect sense to me as a prosecutor's, like, comeback. For sure. For sure. What? Before Miss Sykes hugged Dr. Sykes, did the two of them converse?
Yes, they did. They spoke to each other very loudly, but I don't know what they said. Athena is usually so quiet, so I was surprised.
So they had, like, an argument? Spoke very loudly. We can interpret this to mean they argued. Well, we know Athena had an issue with the headphones. We know she had an issue with the way that, like, her mother did all these experiments without talking to her. I imagine it was something about this. Maybe it was a lot of pent-up emotion from Athena's perspective. I see. Murder after a heated argument. And then the victim fell down. We still have to, like... At the baseline of this, we have to say, even though it was a heated argument, it was an 11-year-old having a heated argument with their mother. No matter what, that is, like, to me, that's, like, not totally uncommon for an 11-year-old to have a very heated argument with their mother and then 10 minutes later, it be okay. It's not uncommon. Agreed that it doesn't sound like a reasonable interpretation. However, Ponko doesn't seem to remember anything that happened after that.
When I'm recharging, I go into sleep mode. But I remember everything before that. I have a very good memory.
I believe it. I believe it this time, Ponko. I believe it. You may as well admit defeat now, Wright. A cross-examination would be useless.
Don't be ridiculous. A cross-examination is never useless.
Until now. Think about it. Robots don't lie. This robot is both an important witness and valuable evidence at the same time. Nevertheless, she persisted, and I will have my cross-examination. I see. You haven't changed. You were never one to worry about wasting time. Very well. Even if it may be a waste of time, you may proceed, Mr. Wright.
I'll show you both just how fruitful any cross-examination can be. There's a few statements there that I wanted to talk about, for sure. I think the hug and fell down thing I want to talk about, and also the last statement as well was something we should definitely press, and then we'll, like, if we need to, like, it's always, we'll press other statements. Like, I believe this. So it's this statement first, and then Mommy Metis fell down after recharging, so I don't know anything. Yeah, this statement first, for sure. I don't want to dwell too deeply here, but could you tell us how the victim appeared and acted in this moment? Exactly, yeah. How was the falling down? Was it like a falling down of you got me type thing, or was it a falling down of like fainting or something like that? Mommy Metis was very surprised when she was hugged. I heard her heart pound. Oh, so maybe it was like a shock. Maybe they didn't hug very often? Her heart?
Mr. Wright, have you forgotten about this document found in the robotics lab? These robots have heartbeat detection systems.
Now that he mentions it, I do remember reading something like that there. Yeah, for sure. They detect the presence of people by the sound of their heartbeats. But wait a minute. That means if Dr. Sykes really did die at this moment. Ponko, how was Dr. Sykes after she fell down? Could you still hear the sound of her heartbeat? Let's see. The moment she fell, her heart was pounding. After that, I don't know. I started recharging just then.
Of all the unlucky time, if you had heard anything after that, yeah, that is super unlucky from our perspective, for sure.
It could have possibly proved that the hug wasn't actually the moment of the murder. I'm very sorry. I'm afraid I don't know. I'm very sorry. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's not your fault. It's not your fault at all.
The robot is designed to go into sleep mode automatically, so it can't be helped. Look at this handsome man. Look at this. Look at this. Little tap of the finger. But it does appear it detected an increased heart rate at the moment of stabbing.
After Mommy Metis' heart started pounding in surprise, she fell by the window. It was the round window on the workbench on the side of the room.
The workbench, huh?
Ponko must be talking about that table to the right of where that giant robot is now. Is there something critical in Ponko's statement just now?
Let's read through this. After Mommy Metis' heart started pounding, surprised she fell by the window. It was a round window by the workbench. The workbench.
Ponko must be talking about the table to the right of where the giant robot is now. So the workbench is like...
Okay.
So what are they trying to say? So can we actually look at the photo here? So where is it? So these are the two photos. No, there's only one photo. Okay, yeah, no, then yeah, for sure. Easily did not happen then. Because how would... Yeah, right? Because, no, yeah, okay, we have more pictures. Here's the workbench. Right, by the round window. If she fell here, how would she get moved to the opposite side of the room by Athena? Athena couldn't do that. Athena could not do that. She's lying on a table. There is something. Yeah, there is something.
Your Honor, I believe the statement is critical. I'd like it added to her testimony. Let's go. Very well. Ponko, could you please add that statement to your testimony? That's a good little girl. Oh my god, Judge. The judge is feeling this quite a bit. And we know the judge has like smaller children in his life, like, you know, and he's actually like a grandfather as well, I believe. So yeah, I don't know. It's kind of sweet in a way.
Mommy Metis fell down near the round window on the workbench side of the room. Yeah, we're going to present something on this then. That's perfect. Thank you so much. And I guess we present the picture then because we know for a fact that, yeah, that's impossible for Athena. Because because here's the thing, you can't have it both ways, obviously. If Athena's so small that she can fit in a box, she can't be big enough to move a grown woman onto a table into that position. Ponko, your statement may have just inspired a breakthrough. I was helpful? Hooray! I'm so happy. You are helpful all the time, Ponko. Just to be sure, let's go over it again, okay? The victim fell near the window on the workbench side of the room. However, her body was discovered on the operating table. Exactly, the opposite side of the room. But the operating table and the workbench are two different locations. Exactly, Your Honor. We just learned a new crucial fact. What could explain the very two different locations of the body? It was like, yeah, the defendant moved the body, the victim moved. The victim moved, yeah, the defendant moved the body, could not happen. I'm telling you, like, you can't have it both ways. You can't say she's small enough to fit in a box, but she's big enough that she could have the strength to move a body. The victim moved. An 11-year-old girl couldn't have moved the heavy body of an adult, especially dead weight. So the only explanation is that the victim walked to the operating table herself. In other words, what Punk observed near the workbench couldn't possibly have been the moment of the murder. Is the prosecution going to say, what if she, like, got stabbed and moved over there? I'm relieved to hear that. Glad to know that the murder wasn't committed in front of a little Ponko here. Oh my god, Judge. Yes, as we just heard in the testimony, Miss Sykes hugged her mother, nothing more.
Objection! Oh no!
Okay, what do you gotta say? What do you gotta say?
Right. Yes, say my name again. It's been 8 years, but you're still just as green as ever. Green? But I can't recall ever seeing Mr. Wright in anything but a blue suit. You go home. Just go home. Hey, blue's my favorite color. It looks good on you. What can I say? If the defendant couldn't move the body herself, she could have moved it. She could have moved it for her. Moved for her, but Miss Sykes and Dr. Sykes were the only ones there. I agree, since this robot is equipped with a heartbeat detection system. It would have been aware of another person's presence if someone else had been there. What are you saying? We can therefore conclude that the defendant and the victim were the only ones present. Then who do you suggest move the body? Don't you know it's in the nature of a robot to help people do things? Miss Panko. Panko? Like Panko breadcrumbs? Allow me to ask you a question.
My name is Ponko. Say it with me. Ponko.
Say it with him, everyone. I believe you said you were cleaning after Dr. Sykes fell down. Did you happen to move something large onto the operating table? Oh my god, they were cleaning and they moved the body? What type of cleaning service is this?
Yes, I did. Athena asked me to.
Athena asked you to? And what did you move, little Ponko? The concern in the judge's voice. Or lines, I should say.
I don't know. Unless something has an ID tag, I can't tell what it is.
An ID tag, you say?
Yes, a tag with a barcode on it. We robots scan them to tell us what the thing is.
Huh. That paper in the lab didn't mention something about that. So wait, are they saying that because it didn't, because she didn't have a heartbeat at the time when she was gone, that moving the body would just been a normal thing, just like, hey, just moved it. We can't tell it's a body or something because it didn't have a code, and we can't sense the heartbeat. Recognize people by scanning their spacesuit or uniform jacket ID, it said. So it would appear that Miss Panko here can't identify what it moved. Actually, again, Edward is just super good at this.
My name is Ponko.
Oh my god. Say with us. But we humans have the power to imagine what it was, do we not? We do? Huh. Well, I do, at the very least. Miss Ponko, on the defendant's command, move the body onto the operating table.
Ah!
Did you really move Mrs. Sykes' body? This is really important. Is there any way you could tell?
I don't know. Without an ID tag, I can't tell.
Give it up, Wright. If the victim's heart was stopped, the robot's detection system would be useless. Furthermore, Dr. Sykes usually wore her white coat while she was working. True. She kept a jacket with an ID tag on it, draped over the chair in the robotics lab. and only wore it for special occasions. In other words, the victim wasn't wearing her ID tag at the time. From the robot's point of view, her body was simply just another object.
Objection!
Oh no, but Pongo's equipped with facial recognition system. If she really did move the victim, she would have recognized the body as Dr. Sykes. But she didn't. So that means...
Objection!
Oh, back and forth again, back and forth again. A face can be easily covered with a piece of cloth or a mask or anything else for that matter. With her facial features hidden, the robot wouldn't be able to tell it was Dr. Sykes. He's right. To summarize, Miss Sykes stabbed her mother near the workbench. Then, using the robot, she moved the body to the table, where she removed the sword and was stained in blood. Jesus Christ. Like, you're actually saying that this is something that, like, Athena would do. And again, I understand from Edgeworth's perspective, he doesn't have the same personal connection, but also, like, he's trying his best to just, again, find the truth. But that's horrible. But if that's the case, then I have a question. Why did the defendant move the body to the operating table in the first place? You want a reason? Very well. What? You can't possibly have an explanation. Your emotions won't blind you to the truth. Your emotions blind you to the truth. You can learn a lot from our robot friends. He always did say we were very emotional. Calm and rational thought will open your eyes to the truth in front of you, Mr. Wright. Now then, do you remember the operating table's one special feature? I believe I read that robots can be assembled and disassembled there. Isn't that right? That's right. And to the defendant, who was just a child at the time, the table was like a magic box that could make robots appear or disappear in seconds. Yeah. And that's kind of how, like, Pearls, even at 17, saw it. You know what I mean? But in the end, my mom just put her on the operating table and fixed her in a flash. I was so impressed by what my mom did. I even asked her if she would put me on the table and fix me if I ever got hurt. Oh my god, it hurts me every time they say this. It looked like magic to me, what she could do. You can't possibly be suggesting this young, sheltered girl had a difficult time distinguishing robots from people. But take a look at Pongo's arm. It was Miss Sykes who bandaged it up like that. She must have thought the machines heal the same way that people do. What an adorable, naive mistake. It reminds me of my own grandchild. No way. I refuse to believe it. Miss Sykes made a childish, naive, and cruel mistake. Oh, she thought... Oh my god, it just hit me that she thought she would... That because she thought... He's saying that because she thought that she could bandage up a robot, that she could heal a human in the same way. By putting it on the freaking operating table. Oh my god, Athena. That's depressing. She thought that if a robot could be dismantled and vanish without a trace. Prosecutor Edgeworth, if you're about to claim what I think you are, I demand that you word it as delicately as you can. Exactly, yet this is going to be Is he saying that Athena got Pongo to put the body at the freaking on the operating table, and then it tried to disassemble? Oh my god. There's no. With all due respect, Your Honor, all I can do is present the truth as it stands. The reason the defendant moved the victim's body to the operating table.
Hold it!
Oh my god, that's disgusting! No, don't say another word, just stop! Wants to dismantle the evidence so she get away with her crime. No, I was thinking, like, that's what they're saying, like, that's what probably, like, they're saying happened. That's disgusting if that is what happened. But I was thinking she was, like, from their perspective, you could say, like, he was trying to repair her. That can't be. It's disgusting. Oh, Athena. By the way, Phoenix breaking down here. Phoenix breaking down in the middle of the courtroom is a lot. Like, and that's not just a regular, like, Phoenix going, like, what? Like, that's him, like, doing, like, a proper, like the way that the witnesses sometimes break down. Order in the court, I say. Like, the thought of that is disgusting. And, like, very sad and, like, twisted. Edgeworth. She was just a little kid. How can you say such horrible things? It's so horrible. Horrible? Like I said, you're just as green as ever. I came here today as a prosecutor to seek only the truth. No more, no less. That's what we said, he's going to try and seek the truth, but that's such a horrible situation. My theory is simply the result of a rational consideration of every possibility. Oh my... Even I keep thinking about it, like, and it just gets me every time I think about it.
Objection!
But dismantling isn't the table's only function. It can be repaired as well. That's what I think. I think that, like, if we went with this theory that Athena did do this, and I'm not saying she did, she would have put that person on the table to try and repair them, which is even more sad if you think about it. That'd be... It's inconceivable that Miss Sykes moved her mother to table. It's conceivable that Miss Sykes moved her mother to table in order to fix her. I agree. That's what I was thinking. I suppose that could be another way of interpreting it. But dismantling or repair, it doesn't matter either way. What do you mean? After murdering her mother, Miss Sykes may have come to her senses. Perhaps she did want to make it appear as if it never had happened. And that's why she tried to repair her mother. Yes, that's one possible explanation. Oh my god. But we mustn't forget the facts of this case. The victim was observed to fall down after being hugged by the defendant. And the body was moved per the defendant's command. These two facts that indicate the defendant's guilt, remain unchanged. This just can't be true. Mr. Wright, do you have any evidence to refute the prosecution's claim? I think we all need a minute to sit down. I think we all need a minute to, like, actually just, like, sit down and, like, think about this. Like, it's horrible to even, like, nearly think about this way. Evidence. Right. Let's see. I can't think of any. I'm afraid I don't have any evidence. And there's no one to help us out here. There's no one by our side here. Since becoming a chief prosecutor, I've learned that the truth isn't always pretty. You can say that a million more times about this. No, accept the truth, Mr. Wright. Your subordinate murdered her own mother. I still don't believe that, but the way that they're describing this, if she put the body up to fix her mother, it is the most heartbreaking and, like, at the same time, like, unintentionally, like, skin-crawling thing you could think of. It's unnerving and it makes you feel uncomfortable. Like, to even think that she could, like, again, from a child's perspective, to think that that could work. But then, like, what would happen afterwards with the repairs is, like, nothing that, like, I could even imagine. I can't fathom it. Your Honor, the prosecution demands a verdict. The hostages have suffered enough. We need to do something. What a terrible and tragic conclusion. If the defense has no counter-argument, I see no need to further prolong this trial. I'm still in that moment just thinking about that. Edgeworth's argument seems solid enough. But, there's no way Athena could have ever done anything like that. What do I do? There has to be something. But I can't think of a single thing. See, the thing is as well, it could be like nothing happened and Athena just put it there like in like a moment of like, because there was nothing actually that happened to the actual body in the image, right? Here, like this, look. At all. But what's skin crawling about it isn't the fact that, like, you know, like, it's the fact that, like, if on Edgeworth's side of things, a dismantling of a body this way could have probably ended up, like, doing something pretty freaking horrific, right? If it thought it was a robot. But the thing that really makes my skin crawl about this is not just, like, the idea of what could happen. It's also, like, the sadness and, like, the kind of, like, eerie horror of, like, a little child lifting her mother onto an operating table for robots to try and repair. It's like, it feels so, like, you know what I mean? It's harrowing. It's so harrowing. Objection? We're objecting? We're objecting? We're objecting? Blackquill! What? What? Prosecutor Blackquill, what? Of course, oh my god, of course for Athena! This is quite the farce you're conducting here. I could die from laughter. Oh my god, Blackwell's gonna save us here? Prosecutor Blackquill, what are you talking about? What am I talking about? Is that your argument is based entirely on a false premise. Oh my god, thank you, Blackquill. Thank you so much. Go on, we're listening. Could this be the miracle I need? I think it is. I knew Blackquill helping us in the end. But what is Prosecutor Blackquill trying to pull here? 7 years. For 7 long years. This case has been on my mind. Not for an instant did I not think of it. I'm the one who killed my mentor. And don't think you can alter that fact now. He's still... I think he's trying to defend Athena still. I think that what Athena saw was, like, through this whole time was, like, he is innocent, but she has been trying to defend Athena. Because remember, they mentioned us in passing. And they don't mention stuff just for no reason. He got along with Athena very well. Your boldness I will take to the stand, and I won't take no for an answer. We're gonna be... Oh my god! Of course, Prosecutor Blackquill, please go ahead. We're gonna have Blackquill on the stand. Edgeworth as the prosecution, as me and the defender. Holy hell, that's a lot. That is so much. 7 years ago, I went to the Cosmos Space Center with the intention of killing Dr. Sykes. When I got to the robotics lab, I found Athena's there instead. I would not be swayed by my purpose, so I waited for Dr. Sykes to return. And then I committed the act. How cathartic it was. Look at your face. That doesn't look like a cathartic face. This is so much. This is so much. But little Pongo here witnessed the victim falling, in other words.
Objection!
Object to him right away. We're supporting the objections now, Blackquill. I don't need anything of your other words, old man. I can guess what happened. Because the thing is, like, while he's, like, totally, like, not telling the truth entirely, just to, you know, indicate himself as the murderer and not Athena, at the same time, I still think that there is a thing here where we have to let him kind of, like, you know, let him, like, do this for a bit and then question him so we can find out the truth. This is going to save our case, or at least prolong it for long enough for us to think of something. Which would be, she fell means she fell, merely that. Blackquill, here's the thing, there's a double-edged sword to this, right? Or two sides of a coin, or maybe even like just like two things to this. I could kiss you because of what you've done for us today. But at the same time, we're gonna make sure you're innocent too. It's gonna happen. A mother and child fooling around perhaps, she tripped. Not that it matters, when I entered the lab there was no trace of Dr. Sykes to be seen. There was no dead body either. Of course, meaning she must have left the room. So the murder occurred after the time period Pongo described in her testimony? You should hardly take stock in the words of a wind-up toy. There he is. That's Blackquill through and through.
Objection!
Oh my god, an Edgeworth objected to a Blackquill statement. Then how do you explain the fact that the defendant had the robot moved something? Athena was always tinkering with robots on the operating table to amuse herself. Oh my god, and here comes the knowledge about Athena. And she always had Pongo move the heavy ones for her. That way it was no different. Pongo moved a heavy robot for Athena. Oh my god. Blackquill has saved the day, but we still need to find him innocent too. This is awful. What he's saying seems to be makes sense, and yet...
Objection!
Prosecutor Blackquill, you're trying to now turn away from the truth. Don't you realize we could bring the dark age of law to a close today?
Objection!
Oh my god, an objection backwards again! These two objecting to each other? You expect too much from me. I'm just a murderer. Beyond redemption. Oh my god, the dialogue in this trial. Why don't you just let me go so I can settle down in hell? This case is dark as F. We have a man here who's accepting his death, even though we know in the end we're going to try and find him innocent. He's accepting his death. Prosecutor Blackwell's execution is tomorrow. Such a horrible way for anyone to speak about themselves, right? Let me settle into hell. If the truth doesn't come out now, it's all over. Are you saying that the little girl and the robot had nothing to do with the murder? That's right. So let's hear your verdict. If we don't hurry, I might miss the ferry across the Styx. Again, he's saying it in such like a biblical way, but what he's saying is, I'm going to die. I am dead. I am. Hold it. Don't you dare. Oh, Hora. Don't forget I have hostages over here. And Simon, how long are you going to cover for her? Miss Blackquill. Forgive me, Hora. I never want you to do anything like this for me. But you agree to this trial. If you have a counter-argument, to present your evidence. That's the rule of the courtroom, isn't that right, Chief Prosecutor? Blackquill, you selfish. Well, to be frank, I don't like this, but it's my duty to make a decision. If no one has a counter-argument, I'll announce my verdict. Is this really happening? Is it really going to end just like it did 7 years ago? It's so funny because like it's like out of the frying pan into the fryer in some ways, right? Into the fire. Like, it's like, yes, Athena would be found innocent. Great. But then we know that the Dark Age of Law will not end, and we know that Blackquill will be executed. And we can't have this either. We're gonna have to do something. Let us cross-examine him. I wanted to do it so bad, even now. I want to fly out here and go save him. She still believes he's innocent. She still believes it. No, I can't tell her. But how can I lie to Athena? If I can't prove Prosecutor Blackwell's innocence in this trial, I don't think Athena will ever forgive me. Yeah, she 100% believes in him. I can't let this happen. But I just don't have the evidence to counter Prosecutor Blackwell's testimony. Yeah, we have a very strong lack of evidence in this place. And Edward is very... Hold it? Hold it? And Edward's very good at what he does. You hold... Wait, who's holding it this time? What? 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 How are you here? Athena? What are you feeling okay? How are you here? This is your trial. What the hell? What the hell? I'm happy to see ya. But like, what the hell? Athena. Writing in like the writers of Rohan. Look at this. I can hear it. I can hear the voice of his heart. Oh my god, Athena, he's hiding something. No way. If he really is, I could sure use Athena's help here. Her power might just be a thing to get us through this. Oh my god, wait, how'd you get out? Okay, who cares? You got out. I'm happy.
Objection.
No objections. Sykes, Dodo. Oh my god. No need for you to chime in here. Just accept that you're innocent.
Objection!
Oh my god. I'm dying. What the hell? These past 7 years, they've been just as hard on me, you know? Holy hell, this communication after the 7 years of never talking about it with each other. What are you talking about? Do you remember? That horrible, horrible trial? Oh, we're gonna get more information on this? We're getting more info on this. Please, you have to listen to me. Oh, every time they show this, it's so horrible. He didn't kill her. His heart is screaming that he didn't kill her. Even now, every time I stand in the courtroom, it comes back to haunt me. The trauma that she has experienced, she is such a powerful person. Here's the thing, I'm not saying you're powerful if you can't overcome your trauma because it's really freaking difficult. But even someone who has to deal with trauma is powerful as heck. You know what I mean? Like to even deal with it, to even like have to go through with that or like have to go through that. It's so powerful. It's so impressive. Like it's crazy how impressive it is. Not being heard no matter how hard you try. Feeling so helpless. Oh my god. And this all relates back to her mother as well, how she felt like her mother, like, you know, didn't listen to her, didn't want to, like, only treat her as an experiment. Oh my god, that moment, yeah. Caught in people's stare, so scared that it feels like your chest is in a vice. I'm terrified of courtrooms. I want to run out of the door even now. She's gone through so much. Like, how impressive is this girl? How impressive is she? And yet you found a way to keep your fears at bay and became a lawyer. Not only that, yeah, that's true, Phoenix. That's the crux of it. She has not only been, like, keeping her fears at bay. I feel like she's been faced with every one of her fears. She's been faced with it. She has her fears shown right in her face every day. She's standing within her fear right now. Which is, regardless of anything, impressive as heck. Thanks. That's because one day, I came to realize that I had to fight. I couldn't give up. I exercised hard and studied hard. I wanted to become the strongest lawyer I could be. You're stronger than I could ever be. Ever, Athena. forever. This day has finally come. The day I've been looking forward to with all my heart. This is incredible. It's absolutely incredible. Like, what a character. Introducing this character in this game. Like, you know, they're so good at this. This is why I became a lawyer. This is why I studied psychology. It was all to save you from this false conviction. And the face as well, he knows it's true as well. He knows it's a false conviction. But Miss Sykes, do you realize what it would mean? You are the accused after all. If you prove Prosecutor Blackquill innocent, then... The only thing that matters is the truth. It's my duty to find out what the truth is. It's a very Edgeworth mindset as well. Simon, please give me this chance. The chance to shake this fear that's been with me for 7 years. And to face the truth. Oh my god. She is... I'll say it, I'll shout it for the rooftops. She is one of the most impressive characters in this game series. Through the 6 games that I have played, she is impressive as heck. Probably the most impressive in terms of like emotional trauma, but also like facing her fears. Again, like I said, she's sitting within her fears. Athena is being so brave confronting her past like this. This might really be the last chance to save them both. Prosecutor Blackquill, please testify one more time about the incident 7 years ago. Yes, so this is going to be so crazy. Fine. But your efforts will surely be in vain. He's doing this for Athena. He like, I don't know if Athena would, if we asked, I don't think this would have happened. I think he does care quite a bit about Athena. For I'm not a man who can be cut down easily. Here we go, Simon. Let me hear the voice of your heart. Widget, here we go. Widget, not even an explanation of how she's here. She's allowed to be here. Well, of course she would be here for being a witness, but maybe, you know, she's on the stand, which we can always appreciate. Here we go. I went to the Cosmos Space Center with the intention of killing Dr. Sykes. Let's go, Athena. Oh my god, look at Athena standing there. But when I got to the robotics lab, I found Athena there instead. So there's a happiness and an anger here. That's, yeah, but like in the last one there was like, sorry, I'm not going to pinpoint just yet. There was an anger here. The anger stays the same, but the happiness changes here. Okay. So he was happy to see her. Is that what we're getting at? I would not be swayed from my purpose, so I waited for Dr. Sykes to return. Happiness again here, and then I committed the act. How cathartic it was. Oh my god, look at this image. So like, did we start with 2 then? And pinpoint here? And say like, why, like the happiness? Because here, what he's saying is he found Athena instead, but not Sykes. So if it was cathartic, which we can get on the other parts, here he was just like being happy to see Athena? Is that what we're getting at here? This feeling of happiness. Even though the person you were looking for wasn't there, you felt happy. Why is that? That's the exact question I'm asking. Simple. When I was looking for Athena and hadn't found her yet, I grew worried. So he's worried about, he's going to say he was worried about Athena. So when I saw her in the robotics lab, I was happily relieved. Merely that. That's a crazy noise level reduction. Just now you said that you went to the Space Center to kill Dr. Sykes. But the first thing you did was look for her daughter instead? I had no intention of harming Athena, so I wanted to confirm that she was safe first. It was just part of my plan, nothing contradictory about that. The second I find an inconsistency, he cuts it down. Simon knows the principles of analytical psychology. There's less noise now, but I don't see any instabilities we can latch onto. So yeah, he's like the idea of countering this is because he studied under Meta Sykes. Like, he's able to counter this. I was afraid of that. We'll just have to keep chipping away at him, then bit by bit. Could you update his testimony, Athena? You got it, boss. I went to the Cosmos Space Center with the intention of killing Dr. Sykes. So here's the info updated first of all. When I found Athena, in the robotics lab, I was relieved. Look at him patting Athena on the head. And look, Athena's just like dressed like, you know, like the most free-spirited like 11-year-old you could ever meet in your life. But I would not be swayed from my purpose, so I waited for Dr. Sykes to return. But now there's sadness. And when she did, I plunged a katana, and yeah, there we go. We have something here. Sorry, not presenting evidence. We have a pinpoint. The sadness. The sadness. Not even you can falsify your emotions, Prosecutor Blackquill. This is like... This feels like far from over. This feels far from over with all of this. What? When you said you killed Dr. Sykes in your testimony, you felt sadness. Why would someone who had lain in wait to kill her be sad at her death? Such an obvious attack. Yes, I felt sadness, but it wasn't for her. Oh, he's gonna say it was for Athena. We felt sorry for Athena and her circumstances, but you killed her mother, like, knowing that this would upset her, though. Like, that's not, I don't buy this. You care about Athena so much that you would kill her mother. Like, that's how much you care about her? I was just always talking about, like, how she felt about being her daughter. I was just a convenient subject for her research. Dr. Sykes was so intent on her research, she forced her daughter to undergo experiments. Pretty freaking horrible. My objective was to save Athena. For an obsessive scientist who treated her own daughter like a research... Oh my lord. Oh, frickin' hell. See, my thought process was maybe Athena thought differently. Like, maybe she, like, didn't understand exactly what was happening. But, like, I think that, like, more and more they're proving that what she felt was, like true. Especially from Blackwell's perspective, is this what he's saying as well? What? I went to the psychology lab first. That's where I would usually find Athena playing. But that day was different. I heard someone crying in the robotics lab next door. Was Athena being subjected to yet another experiment? I thought, oh my god. I didn't think the experiments are going to be like tear-inducing. I thought like when they said like experiments, I thought it was like something like gentle, like, oh, wear these headphones and see how you react. You know, do this, like, what, you know, listen to this noise and see how you react. Conveniently, Athena had cried herself to sleep, so all I did was wait and... Oh my god. So that's why he was relieved when he saw Athena. But is this story really true? I'm not sure how much to believe. Mr. Wright. How are you doing, Athena? Still hanging in there? Yeah, are you okay? Because this is all horrible stuff. Even if part of it's not true, hearing this must be horrible. I'm not stronger than I look, boss. You can say that 22 times again. A million times again. Now take a look at this. The noise level actually increased? What? How? It went up? I've never seen it do that before. Prosecutor Blackquill is lying somewhere in his testimony. As a matter of fact, he's piling lie on top of lie in an attempt to make his claims sound more believable. He's trying even harder to suppress his true feelings, and that's what's causing the noise. How in the world should I approach this? An evidence-based approach might work if I can find a contradiction. Otherwise, I should look for an inconsistency in his own emotions. There are no flaws in my testimony, and his boldness is prepared to give his verdict. Give up on the lost cause and let the law free me of these chains already.
Objection!
Yeah, object. I don't think so. Not while I'm around. Now, contradictory testimony or inconsistent emotions. Which should I tackle first? What should we do? Now, for me, I feel like we don't have evidence to contradict this testimony yet, right? Like, if you look through the court record, like, we don't have anything to really contradict him saying, like, he felt, like, of how he traveled there. Do we? Like, we could say about the dismantling maybe of the robots, maybe? But then again, Athena brought up the, like, we could say this. But then Athena brought up the emotions as well. So maybe like we try the emotions first and then see where it takes us. Like if it's wrong, it's wrong. But she mentioned that it was she's piling lies on top of lies. But then again, would evidence be like something that like brings that down then? I'm trying to think here. Should we go with evidence then, and see if we can bring them? What can we bring down? By the way, what can we change about it? Really, like again, the only thing is this photo is what I'm thinking of. Okay, here's the thing. Two things I'm thinking. I'm thinking could be either one could be the right answer. Now I'm leaning more towards evidence right now. But I think I might choose emotion just so it's wrong and we know it's wrong and then we can move on. You know, I don't mind losing a little mark above in our corner for this. We've done this before. Right? Because I really like the way I'm leaning towards this stuff is literally like 52-48%, if that makes sense, but on either side of what we should pick. Now, so far we've been good at picking his emotions. Wait, it's which should I tackle first? So it's what? So we can maybe we're gonna be doing both. Okay, maybe I misinterpreted this. Maybe we can do both. So if we do emotions first, because we're already on emotions. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Okay, let's look for inconsistent emotions. Got it, boss. But if you want to try looking for the contradictory statement instead, just let me know. I can easily switch over. Oh, okay, so we can switch back and forth. Okay. I heard crying from next door. I was worried. So this is the info update. Oh my god, Athena crying as well. And I hurried over and opened the report. Wait, so this one is like, it's gone from, it's surprise. Why would he be surprised in this moment? Here we have, he's still surprised. Like surprise is still mounting, and then the surprise ends here. What is that? So he's still surprised here. He's surprised here, and then he moved on. He was surprised. Okay. Let's try pinpoint this thing, because he's like, why would it all of a sudden turn to surprise? How odd. Why would you register surprise at opening the doors of the lab? Alright, fine, I'll explain if I must. Because especially if Athena's already upset all the time about this stuff, then wouldn't it make sense that he would know, like, oh, he was even saying, oh, Athena's crying again? What surprised me was, Ponko, that toy figure attacked me? Ponko? Dr. Sykes knew full well of my plan to rescue Athena. Rescue? But she couldn't stand guard over her daughter 24 hours a day. So Dr. Sykes had Ponko do it? That's right. She ordered Ponko to forcibly remove me on sight. So I slashed Ponko up with the katana that would be there in the lab, so that would make sense why the blood was, but the blood is still on that sword. That rickety old puppet wasn't worthy of that fine blade. Mr. Wright, it's happening again. There's even more noise now. Wait, what? Oh, the noise went up? The noise went up? We're okay, we probably have to go with the, yeah. It's at 100%. What's going on here? Whenever we find out an opening, he covers up with lies. He's very good with this. We'll never get rid of the noise at this rate. This is like going up against the final boss of, like, emotions. It's pretty hard to keep telling coherent lies like that. His mind and will are really as sharp as a strong katana. Alright, what should I tackle first this time? Okay, testimony. Let's go with testimony. I think there might be an inconsistency in the Prosecutor Blackwell's testimony. Alright, let's give it a thorough check then. So what are we looking at here? So, because now we have to like, oh, we're actually like, it's so cool that we can go back and forth like this. But I definitely made a mistake going with emotions first, and I'm guessing. Yeah. With a feeling of dread, I opened the robotics lab door just then. Oh, here's the info update.
Ponko attacked me and I retaliated by cutting it into pieces. But before I could, Athena out there cursed my luck. Dr. Sykes came in. This is inconsistent completely, right? Because there's blood on the blade. So if he's admitting, he's saying, okay, and again, we don't think it's true. He killed, Dr. Sykes, but there was blood on the blade. There was blood on the blade, and there was blood, and the way we can say this is like, I guess we can, like, not blood on the blade. We could try blood on the blade, but I think actually what makes more sense is this, because there's blood on the arm. So there was blood, because the robots can't bleed, right? So do we present this? Because what we're saying is he would have had to have killed Sykes first, and then chopped the robot up to get the blood on it.
Objection!
Yeah.
Compounding lies or more lies is never the answer, Prosecutor Blackquill. Take a look at this photo.
That's the photo of the supposed moment of the murder, isn't it? How many more times must I see that which damned me for my sin?
He said that with a smile, though. The ironic thing is, I think this picture is actually going to be your savior now. See the blood stain at the end of Ponko's arm where it was severed with the katana?
I hope you aren't claiming it's robot's blood, Mr. Wright. No, that's not what we're claiming.
No, most likely the blood was transferred there from the bloody katana.
The katana already had blood on it, so then it must have been the victim's blood.
That's right. But if that's the case, we find a glaring inconsistency.
Yep. And you know it too, Blackquill. You know it too.
You said in your testimony that you cut up Ponko and then killed Dr. Sykes. But in spite of that, the victim's blood is already on Ponko's arm in this picture.
What? But that couldn't be.
Exactly. In order for the blood to have transferred from sword to Ponko's arm, the victim must have been stabbed first before the robot was slashed. In other words,
the timeline's wrong.
Prosecutor Blackquill? Your entire testimony is nothing but one grand, giant ball of lies. Get him! Oh my god, we always love when he's able to do this. We always love it. Ah! Tell the court the truth, Prosecutor Blackquill, now. See, he's so, like, this is the thing. Prosecutor Blackquill has never had to be in the seat, right? He's very good at, like, you know, piling lies on lies, as we said. But the thing that tripped him up here was his care for Athena. Like, he just wants to very quickly make it seem like Athena was, like, had nothing to do with this.
Oh my god, seeing him from this position.
You have no idea what you're doing.
His voice. There's so much discord. I'm hearing not just one or two, but a bunch of rampaging emotions here. It's hard to describe. It's like a violent whirlpool or something.
Phoenix Wright, you will pay for this. Never have I been forced to reveal so much, but the rest I'll take to my grave.
Prosecutor Blackquill, you were on the witness stand.
You were obligated to tell the truth. Isn't that the rule of the courtroom? This is the best.
This is one of the... And by the way, can I just say as well? Like, Edgeworth is so good at containing his emotions. He has been quiet through, like, the majority of the scenes here. Like, so good at just being like, okay, let's let it play out and see where it goes. All these complex emotions, they seem to be flowing from one source. I think whatever he really saw that day is what's causing these feelings.
Oh my god, we're going super here? We're going super? Oh, we're probing, not pinpointing.
Look how crazy it's following the sound. I opened the lab door and then...
Info update, okay, here's the info update.
Oh my god, I saw it, a terrible scene. But before I could lead Athena out there and curse my luck, I saw Dr. Sykes come in. Wait, so this is crazy. Look at this. Like, how are we supposed to, like, even probe something out of this? I had no choice but to kill my mentor. No choice. So what can we even do with this? The sound of crying. And like this is like all the emotions, happiness, anger, Is it any different? No, it's not any different. Look at this. It's the same across all. It's the same across the third as well with the different waves. What do we say here? What can we even say here? So what does the indication of what we said before this? I think where we saw the day is what's causing these feelings. Whatever he saw that day? So whatever he saw, it's not whatever he did, it's whatever he saw is causing these feelings. So is it that he saw when he, so that's what he saw, I saw it, that terrible scene. So maybe like he saw Athena crying? Is that what we're saying? What's causing strong emotions? Because it's what, yeah, okay, we'll go with this, we'll try it. Even if we fail, we fail. He, that day, again, we're talking about the care for Athena before we do this. Because again, she said what he saw that day is causing these feelings. Yeah, no, I'm good with this, I'm good with this. I'm good with that, I'm good with that. When you opened the door and saw Athena, you became overwhelmed by your emotions. Isn't that right, Prosecutor? Oh, the sweating!
You should know better. And though it's pathetic, I admit I'm terrified to speak of it.
Prosecutor Blackquill, Miss Sykes is innocent. I will always believe that with all my heart. Now, can't you find it within yourself to believe in me too?
Athena's innocent, huh? Can you honestly say you believe that to be true? Right, Dono?
We always believe in our clients, and especially when they're people we adore.
I give you my word. Now tell me what you really saw when you opened the door. That's incredible. Oh my god, he's asking like, hey, right, before I tell you the truth of all that happened, can you please, before you tell the truth of what happened, could you please, like, how do I say it? Can you please give me your word that you truly believe that she is innocent and you will defend her? That's freaking beautiful.
Curse you, Phoenix Wright.
Oh my god, what are we gonna see? What are we gonna see? What are we gonna see? It was a tragedy. One I'll never forget. When I arrived at the lab, Dr. Sykes was already dead. She was lying on the operating table, while the bloody katana lay on the floor. And standing between the two. Oh my god. Oh my god, I literally lost my breath. I got like a quick pain in my chest. Oh my god. This image, oh my god. Oh, it was Athena, covered in blood. She smiled, with a far-off look in her eyes, as she sweetly said, no. What the hell? Look at that. Oh my god, I don't like seeing this at all. Oh my god. What did she say? What are you... Look at how are they... Oh my god, this image. How can I can't even comprehend. It enters something in your brain where you just want to like run. It's so hard. Oh my god, seeing Athena like this. Something's wrong with Mom. Oh my god. So I'm taking her apart to fix her. That's what I saw. And now you have it. Holy hell. I don't think that these games have ever gotten this dark. What do I even say? What can you even say in this position? The imagery, there's something wrong with Mom. So what we thought was true. The idea that she put the body on the frickin' table. Oh my god. There's something wrong with Mom, is what she said. I'm putting her on the table to fix her. Holy hell. I feel so, weird. No, Phoenix, as much as this is the weirdest thing in the world, you have to look at the words she said. They're haunting because it's a child talking about her mother dying and that she needs to fix her with the table. But she did say there is something wrong with Mom. We have to... Prosecutor Blackquill finally tells the truth. And this is what it is. It's horrible. It's beyond devastating, yeah. Oh, Athena. Oh, this poor girl. I tried to take my mother apart. Yeah, it's... from the perspective of a child, she thought this would work, but she thought that she could be healed in that machine as well. But for what would it do? Again, like we said it before, how dark that would be. Oh, Athena. Oh my god, they keep showing these images, this poor girl. And no, oh my god. How can you be, she's so strong, but how can you be put on a brave face in a situation like this? How? So it was me. I'm the one. No, we can't think of it this way. My mother. We can't. Athena. As I said, Wright, the truth isn't always pretty. I've never felt this way in an Ace Attorney game, ever. Murder, disassembling on an operating table, a scientist using her daughter as a guinea pig. It's horrific. Sadly, it appears that my theory was correct, after all.
Objection!
Blackwell's objecting? It's true that Athena didn't like her mother's research, but... You dare cast aspirations on my mentor by claiming Athena was used in such a manner, so she wasn't. Dr. Sykes would be awkward with people. She loved her daughter with all her heart. So we're gonna get another revelation here. She loved me? The thing is, with Athena, whatever Athena has in her head, that's been the truth in her mind for so long. That's been the truth in her mind for so long. And what I mean by that is that, Blackwell might have a different story here, but poor Athena's been thinking about this way for 7 years. Your mother hated to see you suffer because you could hear the voices of people's hearts. She wanted to set you free of your pain, so she worked tirelessly on her research. Oh my god, we're gonna feel so bad, aren't we? We're gonna feel so terrible. Do you remember those headphones you hated so much? Oh, don't do this. Don't do this. Don't do this. Yes. My head hurt every time I wore them. No, Athena. It's just the opposite. Oh. They probably helped with the voices, didn't they? They emitted sound waves to nullify emotional input from the voices of people around you. Oh, dear Lord. Your power was much stronger than it is now. And those headphones are what enabled you to carry on with everyday life. Oh my god, I have tears already. That can't be true. Then why? Why would I have done something like that? You didn't. We know you didn't. To somebody who loved me so much. Her love for you was real. That I can guarantee. That's why I knew. That what happened to her had to be some kind of mistake. I couldn't... Oh, so maybe it was a mistake? So you took the blame yourself. You and your mentors are more alike than you know. Blackquill is the most, even knowing all this, he still kept it secret for this long. Ponko was a witness. I put it in the case and held Athena so close and vacated the lab. He was literally holding her close as he was walking out. I threw Ponko away in the boarding lounge trash chute and hid the case on the Space Center grounds. He was doing all of this for Athena. All of it. Holy hell, my heart. Oh my god. So now we have all the facts of the case. Okay, we're holding it. We're holding it. No, not yet. It can't end like this. It can't.
Objection!
Do not disregard yourself, Mr. Wright. The truth has been revealed. Disgrace yourself, sorry. Or are you the type of man to turn your back on things that disagree with you? Oh my god. I'm not. But this. I can't give up now. I have to say something, anything, even if it's bluff. I've always managed to pull through that way in the past. I have to make it work. The defense is prepared to present evidence. Mr. Wright? Yes, Athena? It's okay. You can stop. No, Athena, no. Don't think like this. I don't want you or anyone else to suffer any longer for my sake. See, she's thinking this way because she's thinking about how she's thinking about her mother. She's thinking about how we've done this case for her. How what Blackquill has done for her for 7 years. Athena, it's not a bother. We want to help you. We want to help you. Athena, what are you saying? Oh, this image. I killed my mother, that's the truth. With a katana? You think you killed her with a katana? It's just like Prosecutor Edgeworth said. We have to face it. No matter how much it hurts. Horrible. Horrific. I admit my guilt. No! Athena! But could I please be granted just one chance to tell everyone what I recall? Athena. It appears Miss Sykes is much braver than you, Miss Wright. She is incredible, but right now she's not in a very good state. In light of her courage, will the court give Miss Sykes this opportunity to confess? Very well. Then if you would please take the stand, Miss Sykes. She's taking the stand? Oh, Athena, it breaks my heart to see her like this. Thank you for letting me do this, Prosecutor Edgeworth. And thank you, Mr. Wright and Prosecutor at Blackquill. For letting the truth be known. I can't see her like this, man. It's breaking my freaking heart. Now we can finally move forward, and everyone's suffering can come to an end. She thinks that she's been a burden as well. Athena. Prosecutor Blackquill will be cleared, and the Dark Age of Law can come to an end. Yes, admit your guilt and bring everything to its conclusion. I killed my mother. Oh, Athena! My memory's still a little hazy, but there's no question I remember it. I remember the weight of the weapon in my hands and the feeling of it stabbing in deep. And I remember the warmth of her blood as it flowed down the handle onto my finger. Why are we letting Athena go through this? Your Honor, please find me guilty. I dare say these are all memories that no one but the murderer would have. And she's saying, please find me guilty. I see. Thank you for your confession. I believe this trial has gone on long enough. It's so... What are we going to do? What are we going to do? Before we conclude, does anyone have any counter-argument? Please, Phoenix. Please, Phoenix. Please. Please.
Objection!
I do, Your Honor. Mr. Wright? Mr. Wright, why? We're not letting you do this. I killed her. I remember it now. No, you said you were hazy.
Objection!
Oh, he's objecting again. Right to her. Don't tell me you've forgotten one of the basic tenets of lawyering. This man, always believe in the client. To the bitter end. Athena, you were not a murderer.
Objection!
I said that you never changed, but could you have actually regressed in these 8 years? And of course, Edgeworth is getting frustrated. It's a law. I won't stand for your childish emotionalism getting in the way of the truth. Emotionalism? Don't lecture me on the matters of the heart, Edgeworth. Oh my god! Because I can see straight into a person's soul. Wait. The Black Cyclops. But how do we get rid of them? I did a little research. I looked into a special cycle you mentioned, Mr. Nick. Yeah, there's something that are like deep in... Yeah. And in trying to keep anything from her on purpose. For some reason, the part of her heart and her memories are sealed off even from herself. Oh, that music. It's, you know what? It's such a relief to hear this music after all this harrowing, dark stuff. It's like almost like someone patting you on the back. There's still a chance somewhere deep in Athena's heart, there might be still a memory that's not even she knows about yet. It might be like looking for a grain of sand somewhere in the cosmos, but still, that memory might contain a new fact that could prove her innocence. I hope everyone's sake that you are not just bluffing, Mr. Wright. Now then, is there or is there not a problem with Miss Sykes' confession? My memory is still a little hazy, but there's no question I remember it. I remember the weight of the weapon in my hands, and the feeling of it stabbing in deep. And I remember the warmth of her blood as it flowed down the handle onto my fingers. There's definitely something wrong with her memory of the event, I can just tell. Is there a problem with her confession? Please provide it to the court now. The warmth of her hands. I remember the weight of the weapon in my hands and the deep feeling of it stabbing in deep, and I remember the warmth of the blood as it flowed down onto the handle onto my fingers. So we have to like present something here as soon as possible. I remember the warmth of it. What do we have to present? What can we present? There's a problem with confession, please prove it to the court. I'm a tiny bit lost as it comes to this, but we'll figure it out. What is it? So it's the actual thing, they use these lines specifically. I remember the weight of the weapon in my hands and the feeling of it stabbing in deep. So the weapon itself was this. Look at the way they describe this. The victim's blood was only found on the blade. So it couldn't have been on the handle. And it didn't even stab in that deep. It didn't even stab in that deep. Isn't that the katana the defendant used to kill the victim, Mr. Wright? I respectfully and vehemently disagree, Your Honor. What? But I remember it. I remember holding the weapon and getting my blood on my fingers. That's exactly my point. If the blood did really get on your fingers when you were holding it, there should be blood on the handle. But please focus on the handle of the sword. There's not a trace of blood on it. And therefore, this is clearly a contradiction of the facts. There we go. Yeah, you couldn't have felt the blood in your hands. You felt the blood. Did you feel like this has to be some sort of false memory?
Oh my!
Objection!
Oh. The defendant must be simply confused with a portion of my memories. Edward, even you know at this point that this is something. She mentioned it was hazy to begin with, and we can't mull over every minor detail. It's not a minor detail. I felt the blood on my hands is a big detail to me.
Objection!
But she also said there's no question I remember it. A fact we can't ignore. In that case, why don't you explain what this contradiction with her memory means? Gladly. Just give me a sec to think of something. I want to say that Athena didn't stab anyone, but she said herself that she remembers the feeling of committing the act. Think, Phoenix, think. What could the contradiction with Athena's memories mean? The blood was wiped off the weapon. The defendant used a different weapon? Wait. But what different weapon could she have used? We don't have a different weapon, do we? We have this. But that was used to stab Clay. But the idea of like the blood was wiped off, we know it wasn't. Yeah, no, we know it wasn't actually. Yeah, sorry, we know it wasn't. Mixed sight said the blood flowed down the handle, but the katana's handle is spotless. So doesn't it follow the defendant must have used a weapon other than the katana?
What are you up to this time?
This is it. This time I found just the thing to end Athena's nightmare for good. The weapon that took Dr. Sykes' life was the katana. That much is for sure. So if I can show, so it wasn't. Is that what he's saying? The weapon that showed Dr. Sykes was the katana. That is much for sure. So if I can show the possibility that Athena didn't use the katana, that's it. Yeah. It could help me prove her innocence. So maybe she stabbed something else. A different weapon, you say? What weapon would that be exactly? Right, of course he would ask that. I can see you're floundering, Mr. Wright. Did you speak without thinking again, as always? How does he do that? But I can't back down. Not here, not now. That's right. I did. Because it's so obvious it doesn't require any thought. What did you say? Okay, so maybe that was an exaggeration. But there has to be something. Was there something on their bladed weapon in their body slab that day? Maybe something in one of the crime scene photos? Wait a minute. There is something. There's a high probability that that was in the lab. I don't have a particular weapon here in the evidence right now, but I do have a piece of evidence just like it. Other than the katana, this is the other blade that may have been used at the crime scene. The utility knife. Yep. But that's the murder weapon in the clay Tyran case. Yes, this is the knife that took Mr. Tran's life. But there must have been a knife just like this at the scene 7 years ago as well. Toolkits containing utility knives like this are one issued to Space Center employees. And a robotics lab especially would naturally have one of these around.
Objection!
But besides the katana, no other bladed weapon was found at the site. It is the investigation report, if you didn't know.
Objection!
Oh, of course, I knew that. Once you told me just now. Yeah, that's totally us sometimes though, isn't it? Then here's something else you already knew. There was a toolkit at the scene, but it didn't contain any blades. Here's a photo of its contents. You're right. I don't see any kind of bladed tool. But it's missing, that's the whole point. But isn't there something odd about the design of this handle? These handles? Do they spell something out? Gyaxa. They spell Gyaxa. Therefore, there was no other bladed weapon in the room.
Objection!
Oh, get him, yeah, because it spells out something Gyaxa. I disagree, this toolkit contained a knife. And what proof do you have of that? Don't tell me your eye for art is failing you too, Mr. Edgeworth. You're the last person in the world that should be criticizing my aesthetic sense. He has a beautiful aesthetic sense. Now, we're simply watching out for your ocular health. Please proceed, Mr. Wright. Notice that the handles of each of these tools have a sort of design on them. I see they do, but what significance does that have? It's clear that one of the tools is missing from this kit. If we rearrange the tools into a specific pattern, we might be able to tell which part of the overall design is missing. Is that the theory your pitiful sense of aesthetics has helped you come up with? He's so hurt about the aesthetic comment. He's so hurt. Edgeworth, just let it go, man. He's so hurt. Show the court that if you would. What pattern design will we see if we were to rearrange the tools? So we have to look for the pattern of the design? So it's here. The Yaxa logo is here. And it's also on here too. So could we present robots with a heart as well? So we'll present this first. Yeah.
Take that!
And what design is this supposed to represent? The Yaxa logo, Your Honor. It's on all the Space Center's documents and pamphlets. As you're aware, Gyaxa is the program that operates the Cosmos Space Center. Look at how brightly the Gyaxa logo shines in the sunlight above the entranceway. I really dig the stars and the rocket motif it's got going. Gyaxa, huh? Isn't that the new name of the Federal Space R&D program?
I think I see it now, but...
Yes, with just the tools shown in this photo, we're missing the knife. An A as part of the logo is missing, which is on that. Yes! And this is where the murder weapon for Turan's case comes in. If we were to place the utility knife in the open slot. Yes, man, oh my god. I can't believe some crazy person didn't put them all back in order, though. Oh my god, it would complete the Yaxa logo. Well done, Phoenix. So it would. Then that means... A minute, Mr. Edgeworth. My aesthetic sense is keener than yours. Don't say that. And while you're at it, admit that the weapon Mr. Sykes used could have been this one. Oh my god, seeing Edgeworth like this. It's been a while. It's been a while. Order the court. Miss Sykes confessed to having a memory of stabbing the victim. Admittedly, Miss Sykes most likely did stab someone using the utility knife. However, the weapon used to kill Dr. Sykes was the katana. Therefore, the act of stabbing that Miss Sykes remembers couldn't have been that one of Dr. Sykes. There we go. There we go. So she stabbed something else. Very well. Let's suppose for a minute that Miss Sykes did use the utility knife. Yeah, who'd she stab? Tell me. Yeah, who'd she stab? How does that change anything? Because are we saying she didn't stab she didn't stab her mother? That's what we're saying. Come again? It's a good question. What if the katana was only being used as a decoy to conceal the true murder weapon? What if the real weapon that took the victim's life was a utility knife? Don't be ridiculous, or are you changing the premise of your entire argument? I'm merely offering a hypothetical situation derived from your logic. Miss Sykes could have put blood on the katana to make it look like the murder weapon, and then concealed the knife on her personage until Blackquill carried her away. You're doing a lot here for an 11-year-old Edgeworth. And you're saying Edgeworth again, he's like us, he will dredge through the dirt to find the clean aspects of it, you know? That does clear up the contradiction between Miss Sykes' memories and the evidence. If in fact the murder weapon is a utility knife, then fate has dealt you a cruel hand. For you've just proven the knife's existence to the rest of us in your own logic. Objection! We've been recording for longer than I thought we'd be, but like I don't want to stop right now because I feel like there's no natural place to stop here. The prosecutor's attempted to lead the court. Objection! Usually like there's like a pause where we have like, okay, let's move on to the next area or let's move on to the next testimony. There's no natural place here. You're the one attempting to lead the court, Mr. Wright. Look at them bickering. By forcing us to forget the facts in this case. Need I remind you that you were the only two people in the lab at the time of the murder, and the defendant herself recalls stabbing someone with her own hands. No. It matters not whether the murder weapon of the katana or the utility knife. As long as we know that the victim and the defendant were the only ones there. You cannot escape the fact that it was Athena Sykes who killed her own mother. I don't believe it. Why? Why does this keep happening? Because he's very good at his job. He's very good at like putting the pressure on us. Every time I find a contradiction, it vanishes and the suspicion keeps coming back. It's almost as if. Now you're finally starting to get it. Your contradictions keep vanishing because the charge is true. No, we can't believe this. We can't. And the suspicion keeps coming back to the defendant because that's where it belongs. Phoenix Wright, when will you open your eyes and accept the truth? Again, we're breaking down again, which is so difficult to see us in this state. I don't want to believe it. No, we can't. On the hands and the heads as well. Like, it can't be true. But what if it... Mr. Wright, you fought a good fight. I think you've done all you can do. He's scrapping, but we can't give up. We can't. Is giving up really the only option? No. We can't give up on Athena. We can't. No. Snap out of it. Yes. Phoenix, what's the matter with you? Giving into doubt? I can't look back. Forward is the only way to go. No, Your Honor, not yet. It isn't over yet. Right. I can't lose sight of what's important. I believe in Athena, and I'll always believe in her. To the very end. A defense lawyer never gives up on his client. I have to pick myself up to stand firm. Make that brain of yours work, Phoenix. If I don't see a way, I'll just have to go back and look for one. Time to rethink the case. Thoroughly. Turn it on its head. You can do this. Oh! I love this. I can see the fact that Athena must have stabbed someone with the utility knife.
This must have been what Ponko witnessed as Athena's hug. But Prosecutor Blackquill didn't see the knife at the scene. This means that someone must have removed it from the lab before we arrived. Who could have taken the utility knife from the lab? Meta Sykes, Athena Sykes, someone else. Someone else. Someone else. Let's go. A third person was at the scene. This is perfect. If we can prove this. If I trust in Athena, then I have to conclude there was a third person at the scene. But according to Ponko's testimony, Athena and her mother were the only two there. So then how did the third person manage to escape Ponko's detection? This first person was a fool of Ponko's facial recognition by covering their own face. Oh my god, they hid their face? But wait a minute, Ponko has a heartbeat detection system too. Even if they covered their own face, Ponko would have still detected their presence. But she wouldn't be able to tell who they were. Wait, that's it. The culprit could have covered their face and posed as which person to avoid detection. Wait, Simon maybe? Or this? It's not Ponko, obviously. So that we can eliminate that. Metis. Because Simon didn't arrive until later. If the culprit poses the victim, that would explain why Ponko only thought she and Athena were there. All they did was take advantage of Ponko's basic recognition features. The culprit used in order to pose as the victim. Her jacket! That's why the jacket was... Oh my, that's why it was on the ground. The culprit could have posed as the victim by wearing her jacket with the ID tag on it. But that still used a heartbeat detection system. How did the culprit get around that? It wouldn't have worked if Ponko could detect the real Sykes' heartbeat too. So does that mean the real Dr. Sykes was already dead by that time? If that's the case, then who did Athena stab? She stabbed the person that stabbed her mother. Phoenix! Oh my god, that's turning it on its head completely. That's it. The person Athena stabbed wasn't Dr. Sykes. It was the person who murdered her and then pretended to be her. The real culprit. Oh my god! Phoenix, that was incredible. Now that Mr. Wright has finally finished thinking, let us bring this to a swift end. Edward, I love you, but get ready for this. Please give us your verdict, Your Honor, so that we can move on to the hostage negotiations. You are absolutely right, Prosecutor Edgeworth. I hereby... Objection! I knew it was coming. I didn't say I was finished. I was only pausing for a second, because I realized something so shocking that I had to break to digest it. But now I know for the fact that Miss Sykes is innocent. Ponko saw me. She witnessed the moment of the crime. Yes, Ponko did witness something. She saw the hug. In other words, the moment you used the utility knife to stab the frickin'... Wait, so how did they escape? But the person you stabbed wasn't your mother. What are you saying, Mr. Wright? The answer is simple. The person Miss Sykes stabbed was a third person posing as Dr. Sykes. Holy hell, Phoenix. Incredible. Incredible.
Objection!
Do you really expect us to swallow that, Mr. Wright? According to the robot's statements, there was no third person there. Do you really think I wouldn't see through your ludicrous grab for time?
Objection!
We're gonna object again? After all we've been through, Mr. Edgeworth? I'm disappointed. After all we've been through? After all we've been through? Don't you know by now that this smile of mine is I have absolute confidence? Yes. You make that pose all the time, regardless of the facts. Call strange malfunction. Mr. Tran, you look pale. He was wearing... Oh my god, he's wearing his jacket! That's why he thought he was Clay. Mr. Tran, but that's Apollo. This is incredible. This is incredible. This hunk of junk here is mistaking Apollo for Clay. Maybe Apollo's obsessed by Clay's ghost. No. That was another case of mistaken identity, caused by the jacket ID tag. All because Clonko couldn't read Apollo's facial features due to the eye patch. Like Mr. Edgeworth said, a mask could nullify the robot's facial recognition, and then all the person would have to do is wear a jacket with the victim's ID tag to pose her.
Objection!
Incredible. Of all the ridiculous theories, what good would a silly disguise like that do? Have you forgotten that the robot also has a heartbeat detection system? If there was a third person at the scene, the robot... No. Metis was already dead. Matisse was already dead. I'm sorry, Ezra, but that doesn't count for much, I'm afraid. Because by that time, Dr. Sykes' heart had already stopped beating. Oh my god, this pose we haven't seen yet. This pose is the famous one. What? So does that mean... Yes, Your Honor. The person Miss Sykes stabbed. This third person who was posing as Dr. Sykes is her mother's real killer.
But that's... I'm... Impossible!
Incredible. Absolutely incredible. So Athena, a mask. The person who stabbed was wearing a mask? Athena, you didn't kill your mother. Order in the court, Mr. Sykes. Did you say something? A mask. So she saw the mask? What is that? What is that? What is that? What the hell is that? Athena, what is it? Oh, Athena, she's going into shock again. So maybe will one of them break because of the mask? I remember a man. What is that with the jacket on? That's so creepy. How could he? What did he do to my mother? My head. Miss Sykes, are you alright? Yeah, no, she's not doing good. She's not doing good. No. So she remembers a man in a mask. One of them is gonna break. One of them is gonna break. The black Cyclops. They're breaking all of them? All of them? Oh my god, what a moment. What a moment. Holy hell, what a moment. But Athena's still not okay. She's still not okay. It's all coming back to me. Everything that happened the day my mother was murdered. Oh no. Athena. They're gone. The black Cyclops are finally gone. You didn't really stab your mother, did you? It's alright, Athena. Just tell us what you saw that day. I was drawing a picture. When I was done, I went to show it to my mom. Oh, I opened the door. And then... And this was the heated argument. It's alright, yeah, I'm right here, you're safe, Athena. This man! She was on the floor, by the workbench, with a katana sticking out of her. There was a handkerchief over her face, but I knew it was her by her clothes. That's so horrible to have to witness that. And there was a man there. A man? Hold it! Quiet, Your Honor. Go on. I love him. I love him so much. He literally just told the judge to shut the hell up and let her talk. I love him so much. I love him so much, Phoenix. That's so beautiful. He tried to attack me in a panic. I grabbed the knife. And that was there. And you defended yourself. He dodged at first, so I only got his clothes. But I tried again. And this time you got him, didn't you? I did. I remembered it clearly now. The knife went into the back of his hand. Then he kicked me, and I passed out. Holy hell, so we know that she was defending herself. When I came to, my mom wasn't moving. I had to do something. I had to fix her. I thought, oh, Athena. So I asked Ponko to move her onto the operating table. Something's wrong with Mom. So I'm taking her apart to fix. This is so horrible even to think about. Even to think about it. So that's why she said that. Your Honor, as you can see, the defendant has just given us critical new testimony. A man was there before Sykes arrived, a man who covered the victim's face. Imagine going in and seeing your mother with her face covered, and then for years thinking that she was like abusive to you because that's how you compare. That's probably how you made it in your head, you know. But obviously it was a different story. And put on the victim's jacket. This man's the real culprit. Who is this man? He's so freaky. I also again want to just continue to praise the way Phoenix has dealt with this with Athena has been beautiful. I really do think it is. He's like been very patient with her. Miss Sykes, do you have any idea who this man was? No? Oh, okay. I'm afraid I don't. The mask is terrifying. A few moments ago, Miss Sykes mentioned a mask. Athena, can you tell us anything else about that? Yes, the mask. It was my mom's Japanese theater mask. I think it was the one hanging on the wall. That's where we saw it. This mask hanging here on the wall. It was kind of spooky, that mask. My mom used to tell me that a no mask even has its power to turn an ordinary human into a phantom. A phantom? The phantom. The phantom. He's been haunted by a phantom. It would seem that a new suspect has emerged, and that means all suspicion against Miss Sykes has... No, Edgeworth, let this happen. Oh no, it's not Edgeworth.
You see, this is precisely why I can't trust the court system. Athena Sykes is a murderer. I won't accept any other verdict.
Do you want to find the truth, or do you want to just you want revenge? That's it. Miss Blackquill, this is not good.
A new suspect? Where's the proof this person ever existed? Who says it wasn't just all a dream in the little princess's groggy little head?
You be quiet, please. Just be quiet. She's right. We don't have any hard evidence of the masked man's existence.
Objection!
Huh? Go on, Athena! Thank you, Mr. Wright. I'll never be able to repay for you for all you've done. Dear Lord. That hit me so freaking hard. But I'm fine now. I'm fine. Because I can say with certainty that I didn't kill my mother. Athena, I'm so glad for you. Seeing her like this just killed me. More and more memories are coming back now. So I'd like to say one thing if I could. Ponko came to the robotic labs around 2 p.m. to recharge. Yeah. Just as about to charge up, Athena came in and hugged Mommy Metis. And then Mommy Metis fell down. After that, I was recharging, so I don't know anything. I see where you're going with this. If Mommy Metis was really the killer in disguise. Right. Then he must have come to the robotics lab before 2 p.m. Do I have anything here that in the evidence to do with 2 p.m. that can help me find this person who came to the lab before 2 p.m.? Does this have anything to do with 2 p.m.? That's not 2 p.m. It has to have it usually has like the actual idea in it, right? Blackquill was the only one to pass through the time of the crime. But what was it? The time of the crime was at 2 p.m. then? So is it the 7-year-old video? Because it's the time of the crime. But why are we saying that? So they didn't check. They didn't check. It's not about 2 p.m. This isn't 2 p.m. This is after 2 p.m. So we have to check before 2 p.m.? This is Prosecutor Blackquill leaving the scene after the incident around 3 p.m. What I'm wondering is, does the video show anyone else passing by before there? Yes. I don't see anything in the investigation report. It looks like they didn't check. Just as I thought. So if we rewind the footage and go back to around 2 p.m. They didn't check! We should be able to see the true culprit leaving the scene. Oh, this is gonna be terrifying. This is gonna be terrifying. Don't do this. This is gonna be so scary. There. Please stop right there. So, no, what is it? What the hell? The bandaged hand. It's just like you said. There's a man leaving the scene of the crime. Miss Sykes. Do you remember this person? That's him. I'm sure of it. He's wearing my mother's jacket. Yeah, the cut jacket. I did, but what I really wanted to see was her jacket. That jacket on display. That was Dr. Sykes. Can you see it? There's a slash I made with the utility knife that day, and there's the hands cut as well. I'm sure the knife is under the jacket somewhere. And the writing on that bandage as well. He used the the Ponko's bandages. So then, everything Miss Sykes said. Exactly. It proves that Miss Sykes' memory was correct. Dr. Sykes' killer arrived in the robotics lab before 2 p.m. He killed her and hit her face with a handkerchief. Oh, it's so freaky. Then disguised himself with Dr. Sykes' jacket and mask that were there in the lab. The culprit probably knew beforehand that Ponko charged up at 2 p.m. every day. So he waited for Ponko to come to the lab for her regular recharge? By leaving Dr. Sykes' jacket on, the culprit tricked Ponko into thinking he was Dr. Sykes, therefore making it look like she was alive up to that point in time, all to disguise the real time of death.
Objection.
Oh my god, so freaky. No, don't shake your head, please. Please don't shake your head, please. It's a nice theory, Mr. Wright, but I'm afraid that it's just not possible. Why not? The victim's jacket is clearly visible right there in the video, yeah. And that's right there. It's precisely the problem. What do you mean? The ID tag of the jacket at the scene confirms beyond a doubt it belonged to the victim, yeah. If the person who left the lab truly was wearing this victim's jacket, then how could it possibly be wound up and back at the crime scene? Huh. What's going on? That doesn't make sense. Edge was right. If the culprit was wearing the jacket, how did it get back to the lab? The killer brought it back. The victim brought it back. The defendant brought it back. Why would it be impossible for the killer to bring back the jacket? Yeah, it wouldn't be impossible at all. If it's someone who worked there and someone who knew the inner workings of that place and was a spy, quote unquote, the killer used the jacket as a disguise to make his escape. But in order to conceal the fact that he had to get his jacket back to the crime scene, yeah, I don't think it's out of the question whatsoever. The culprit simply returned to the robotics lab later and planted it there. Contradiction resolved.
Objection.
Oh no, oh no. Except that it would have been impossible. How? The only person who came to the robotics lab after the killer were... I'm sorry that I'm not doing many voices, guys. It's very intense right now. Prosecutor Blackquill and the people who reported the body. They claimed that the jacket was there when they arrived. So when do you propose this mysterious man of yours had the chance to return the jacket? A puzzling question indeed. When did the culprit have a chance to bring the jacket back? At the time of the murder or when the body was found? At the time of the murder would be very impossible, right? So it's when the body was found. The only time the culprit could have returned the jacket was when the body was found. Mr. Wright, do you realize the implications of that argument? I do. Most people, when they come across a murder, focus on their attention on the body. The culprit could have taken advantage of that split second to plant the jacket. True, we've seen this before. We've seen types of things before where we can just like instantly do something and like when people are distracted. In other words, the true culprit of this case is a man known as the Phantom. Was one of the first people to discover the body. It's so scary. I would never have thought of that. It's so scary. It's so scary. Order in the court. What is the meaning of this, Prosecutor Edgewood? The body was discovered and reported by a group of 3 people. They were there to collect the space probe's capsule in preparation for the Hat-1 launch. One of those people had a special bag to transport the capsule in. Oh, you mean the shock-resistant bag? Correct. I suppose that if the jacket was in that bag, it could have been the return to the scene of the crime without anyone noticing. And look, this is what's so good about Edgewood. When he knows he's been kind of like beaten a little bit, he will accept the truth. He's always like this. He's always been good like this. I see to it that you'll get the reports on I see to it that you get reports on those 3 people. You will? You will? He said that in a kind of a loving way. You will? We should also check the facial recognition database for that robot. If this person felt the need to hide their face with the theater mask, yes, Edgewood, you're so smart. It might mean that his facial data was once registered. Prosecutor Edgeworth? Does this mean... I have to admit, I believe Miss Sykes' memories to be credible. You win, Wright. Not that this is ever an official trial anyway. He's like, yeah, not that it matters anyway. Oh my god, do my ears deceive me? Prosecutor Edgeworth, you're actually conceding? Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. He's a good dude. He's always been a good dude. If this is true, boss, does this mean... I can't believe it. It's over. I won. I proved that both Athena and Prosecutor Blackquill are innocent. This is a big deal. We prolonged his... That means he can't be executed. I see no need to further prolong... Oh, stop. No. No, please. Hold on, Mr. Wright. Have you forgotten who's in charge of this trial? That's right. I'm the one who's supposed to say I see no need to further prolong... Not you either, Your Honor. Now, so, oh yes, he's right, Aura. It's Aura's decision. She has the freaking hostages. This little princess was truly beloved by Metis and who repaid the love with death. All these years hating Athena was the only thing that kept me going. But what do I do now? Can anyone tell me? How am I supposed to go on? Miss Blackquill.
How unlike you, Aura. Metis was deeply passionate about her work, and she chose you as her partner. Isn't that...
Shut up, Simon. You know exactly how I felt about her. Her respect as a co-worker wasn't all that I wanted.
Then what did you want from her? Did you really just go there, Your Honor? Wait, what does he mean, did you really just go there? Then what do you mean? What do you mean? Is this something I'm not getting? And is there something I want to say if you'll let me near? I have in my possession a lead on who Metis' murderer is. You do?
Right, Dono, you asked me about the identity of the Phantom of 7 years past.
See, and he's giving us information now that he knows Athena is safe. That's right. The Phantom. The person Blackquill has been looking for, even from behind bars.
7 years ago, somebody hatched a plan to sabotage the Hat 1 rocket. The spy. But he was no ordinary spy. We knew naught about him, his background, appearance. We came to refer to him as the Phantom.
Oh, how did you guys feel about this when it happened? To me, it's terrifying.
At the time, I was working with the police to hunt them down. And when one day a miracle occurred, and I obtained a lead on him.
How exciting.
What was the lead? A recording of the Phantom's voice.
But the quality was too poor for proper voice analysis?
Yet I had hope.
This music. Holy hell, oh my god. The Aura's Korga was a scientist who could analyze human. Oh my god, the music is incredible. Oh my god. Holy hell. So I asked her to evaluate the recording using analytical psychology. And that scientist was Dr. Sykes.
Yes, a spy's greatest fear is to have its true identity discovered.
The music is incredible. In addition to Hat 1, Dr. Sykes' results and the recording was surely among his targets.
But his search of the Space Center bore no fruit, so he must have started to panic. He couldn't find them? But where could they have been?
Who's to say? Wow. The music! I bet he never let that of his sight all these years. How in the world did you smuggle them into prison? Don't worry, he can do it.
I have my ways. What's more, my partner was especially talented at that sort of thing.
Yep, he is. Fulbright. Oh no, you're talking about Taka. I thought you were talking about Fulbright. Wishful thinking. This song.
I worked to lure the Phantom in by spreading rumors throughout the underworld. I was even granted permission to prosecute cases to attract the Phantom's attention.
Just try to retrieve your identity, you bloody butcher. Oh my god. And what about the results Dr. Sykes drew up for you? Was there any useful information?
Here, you can see for yourself. But take good care of it. It's all I have left of my mentor.
I will. I better hold on to this real tight. The psych profile. Subject's emotions rarely fluctuate. The music is insane. Wait. What happens now? Psychological profile classified. Emotional output of this voice extremely weak compared to typical voices. Subject deemed to have a unique psychological makeup with almost no emotional fluctuation. No emotional fluctuation, huh?
A spy experienced no emotions, not sadness nor anger, and naturally no fear. He is the very definition of a phantom. A monster with no heart, don't you see?
They're building this guy up to be so absolutely terrifying. Well, this person up to be so absolutely terrifying. We saw in the image, like, you know...
This creature is the rot that destroyed our lives and set us, eels us all into motion.
But then again, we don't know, like, a person. We just have to call them a person at this point. And he's right, by the way. This set this whole thing, this whole story.
The Phantom indeed a fitting name for the one who has brought the darkness into our world. Well then, it seems the faint image of this man has started to take shape. Based on what we have learned, I'd like all of you to conduct further investigation.
This is not a formal trial, but I do want to follow protocol.
If I may, I'd like to hand down my verdicts and bring these proceedings to an end. Fair enough?
Whatever, do what you want.
You'll hear no objections from me. I love you, Edgeworth. Yes, please, Your Honor. It's over. It's finally over. This was a harrowing trial, even if it was a fake trial. Very well, in that case, Prosecutor Blackquill, could you please take the stand? As a result of this trial, your innocence has been proven. The verdict handed down 7 years ago is hereby overturned. And now, the defendant... That's such a big deal. He just goes, That's such a Blackquill thing. It's such a big deal. Miss Athena Sykes. Yes, Your Honor. Here we go, Athena. Mr. Wright. Thank you. Thank you for everything. Our girl, you don't need to thank us for a thing. You don't need to thank us for a thing. You're more than welcome. Yeah, he means it too. If everyone is ready, I will now give my verdict. Not... Wait. Stop. Let it happen. Please let it happen. You. What? What? Huh? What? Apollo? Apollo's objecting? What? Apollo? What? What is the meaning of this? Congratulations, Mr. Wright and Prosecutor Edgeworth. He has a smile on his face, so what is happening though? You uncovered the truth from 7 years ago and you saved Prosecutor Blackquill, but what are you doing? However, I can't allow this trial to end just yet. What? Huh? Why, Apollo? Why did you do this to us? Excuse me? To be continued. This is legitimately one of the scariest, shocking turn events we've ever seen in this entire franchise. I did not expect... I knew Apollo was going to show up again, but to object to us and not let the trial end, not let the innocence just go through, what's going to happen? Like, for Apollo to do this of all people. Like, you feel it right in your heart. Like, Apollo to do this? It feels so strange. Because he's our guy. He's my man. What did he mean, like, I can't let this end? And he said congratulations, like, with a smile. But he didn't say congratulations to Athena. So he's going to come in with some major freaking news. What the hell? And just when we got the victory, we got it. This whole trial has been absolutely insane. We've had so many sad reveals, harrowing, disgusting reveals, some of the best moments between Edgeworth and Phoenix, but that moment at the end there as well, also just like shocking. Like, I have no idea what we're going to do after that. Like, what's he going to say? What is he going to say? It's a terrifying prospect. Not knowing what he's going to come up with after this. What if he said, like, what if he does blame Athena? What if he still blames Athena for what happened to Clay? He's been like very distant from us. He went off on his own and now he showed up in court like a frick. Oh my God. Okay, guys, we're gonna have to find out what happens in the next one because this is absolutely insane. It's so insane. Thank you guys so much for watching the series and thank you guys God for supporting the series. This is incredible. It's an incredible story. And I feel like it's coming into its like final stages. It really is. I don't know how long is left. I'm guessing like 2 or 3 chapters left just because we're going into like, you know, like another part of this. Like we have, like this is just like another note in it as well. Like Apollo shows up. But thank you so much to Ty Farrer 2, Jamie Bull, Jan and the Banana, The Ghost of Inazuma, Delicious Felix, Ewald, Radish, Anusa, Shabbat Bed, Malcolm Day, Death Trap, and Lynx Markey. And guys, I will see you guys very soon. Holy hell, what is happening?